everyone, it's Amy, and I am on page 4 of my mixed media morsels. That's Cat Hands Play Along. And so this one is going to be a glue resist. So I just put some, this is my fine tip that I use for die cuts. They have really fine pieces on it. So you just put the glue onto your paper, and then you let it dry, and after it dries you go ahead and paint onto your paper and then wipe the paints off from the glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some design on this paper. Then I'm going to have to let it dry. So after it dries I will come back and finish this up. But yeah, this has really been fun. If you haven't joined in yet, think about it. And it's one of those things where, you know, if you get behind, that's okay. You can always catch up another day. Or if you don't, you know, if you have one that's like, oh, I don't really specifically like that technique, you can just skip that one and do all of the rest. But this has really been fun, and it's really good for just inspiration when you're kind of stuck and you're thinking, you know, what do I want to do today? You know, you can just go look through your book and say, oh, I think I'll play with that, or I'll play with that. You know, it's just really fun to do. So I've got my glue on the paper, and I think I'm just going to do it that far. I think I'm going to bring this up into here just a little bit. Yeah, so that's good. All right, I'm just going to go that far. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to let it dry, and then when it dries, I'm going to come back and we'll put the paint on it, and we'll see what kind of a resist that we got. There, I had a little glue bubble right there. Okay, so I'm going to put that away. This backing sheet that I have here, this is a stencil I've been working on. Don't quite have it perfected yet because I don't like the white coming through the middle, but it's getting better. So I love dandelions, and so I want to make myself a stencil for that. That's what I've been doing today, is making a bunch of stencils. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will show you in just a little bit what it turns out like. Alrighty, I'll be back. Okay, so we're back, and my glue is all dry. You can just barely see the resist on there. And so I am going to use some yellow and some orange because I kind of laid it out like a sun. So I'm going to put this on my palette. There we go. And water it down, because she said to use a loose paint or a wet, watered down paint. I'm definitely going to have some yellow left over for something else here. And let's see how this turns out. Okay, here we go. She said just paint it all over and then let it dry, or dry it with your dryer. And then you're going to wipe off the resist areas and see how it turns out. And this is drying really quick, so I'm not even sure that I'm going to have to let it dry too much. I hope you can, yeah, looks like I'm in frame. Okay, so let's get the orange up here. Mix those together a bit. Alrighty. And I'm going to quick dry this and be right back. Okay, now it's dry. And get my baby wipe here. And let's see how this turns out. Then you just take your baby wipe or a damp towel or something and wipe across where your glue was at. That turned out really cool. By drying it first, then you have less chance of taking the color off your paper as much. It should just kind of take it off of the resist portion. I'm wondering how it would work if you just did it right away without drying. I think I might have to try that. Because you really kind of have to scrub a little bit on that resist to get it off. But it still is coming off very nicely. Oh, and I am probably shaking the camera. I do apologize. We have Papa's old table. It drives my husband crazy. But because it's a little bit of a wobbly table. But my mom and dad bought it together. And Papa really remembers buying it, and it was a used antique table. So we still use it, but it doesn't sit still very well. There we go, and we're on our last one here. And there we go. I think that turned out really well. No, I apologize for the shadows. But that turned out really well. I think that I want to maybe put a little bit more paint on here. Give it just a little bit more color. And then I'm going to try wiping it off right away and see how that does. But I didn't get out to my edges as well as I wanted to, so I'll just kind of redo that. Make it more blended. Okay. Let's just... That seems to work fairly well also. It does take off some of the paint and leave some. And there we go. This is my glue resist. I think it turned out really well. I really like it. Thanks again, Kat, for this wonderful technique. And I will see you all later. I hope you have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.